you're going to call and check on me and everything.
Yes.
So I do appreciate that. But when you get that EP, that executive producer, you get all of this power and things happen. Well, Max is gone.
Yep.
Or
Skip Bayless, Molly.
Molly is gone. Then everybody turns to Stephen A.
Yeah.
Stephen A. did this,
Right.
or whatever. How does that make you feel?
It's a sensitive challenge, Michael, but it comes with it. It's big boy rules. And sometimes decisions have to be made. Now, in my case, other people made those decisions, whether through their actions, whether through leaving for another job or whatever it is that they wanted to do. You know, Max Kellerman, that was a different situation where I thought he and I just needed to part ways. I have nothing negative to say about him. It was us, it wasn't him. It was us. We did not work together, in my estimation. But with anybody else, it was personal decisions that they made because something else outside the show was going on in their life that affected their employment on the show. And so whatever that may be, they had to deal with. But when you sit in my chair as the star of the show and the EP and the person responsible for the most part picking the people who are on the show, you're going to take the hits. I accept it because my body of work speaks for itself.
Blah, blah, blah. Let's make sure we like this video and subscribe to the channel and connect on Patreon. I'm talking about early, full access, full episodes, the rap, storytime, Wileyisms, and support projecttransition.org. Below, let's go. Okay, Stephen A. Smith has caused the internet to ask a lot of questions. It's not because of what he just said right there. It's because of all the other things that are going on in addition to what he said right there. Headlines such as this: Stephen A. Smith misses Shannon Sharpe on First Take. Anything I can do, I will do. I miss my brother Shannon Sharpe. He did a great, great job on First Take with me. As we all know, this week was littered with comments from Michelle Beadle and Carrie Champion in particular about Stephen A. Smith behind the scenes. So with Max, as he just articulated, with Molly, as we know, which recently in her departure caused a little bit of a firestorm, Shannon Sharpe as well, the conversation people are asking is, Wiley, what is really going on? If Stephen A. Smith is the one that hires them, ain't he the same one that fires them? And he goes to that place many times. But at the same time, he always gives himself that qualifier, like some things are above his pay grade. True or false? We're going to dive into it. Some things that he has nothing to do with, they did it themselves. True or false? We're going to dive into it. So right now, let's put on our wetsuits. Let's dive. Okay. The situation can be grouped in different ways. Max, he admitted to. Now, here's the problem with admitting to Max. It worked, right? So you admit to something that worked, and then we see other cases where it works, but you're not admitting to it. So smart people are like, well, what's changed? Whoever stopped something that works for them, right? You didn't want to work with Max, so you stopped doing that, and then that turned into Max is gone. So now if there are other people who stepped in it, because you and Max were work-related, like you're saying on air, it just wasn't that. Fine, nobody's arguing it. But the point is, when other people do things and their actions offset in their personal lives or just want more, whether it's Molly, whether it's Carrie, whether it's Shannon Sharpe, now if you have the power to get them there and you also have the power to ride the waves of what they go through when they're there. Remember Ryan Clark, remember Dan Orlowski, they've all come on air and said, look, you extended that olive branch. Dan Orlowski got bread because of you. Ryan Clark got another chance and opportunity because of you, because Ryan Clark was pretty close to not being there. You needed Stephen A. Smith for the woo-woo. When does it turn into you are the executive producer with that type of power and when you don't? I'm going to tell you like this. I feel for Stephen A. Smith, and I think Stephen A. Smith, frankly, can't admit all the things that he's a part of. He can't, because he is an executive. And do we ever put the executives' feet to the fire to want to know all the answers and decisions they make? You know what I mean? Good shows that we have watched and we're like, yo, what happened to the show? They don't, Round the Horn recently, right? We like Around the Horn. Their ratings were horrible. right? We see at Fox, they replace the Carton Show with Barstool. And Barstool's doing worse than the Carton Show. People didn't want the Carton Show. They wanted Barstool. It's doing worse. Is that going away? No, because you don't hold the executive's feet to the fire. Why are we doing this to Stephen A. Smith? Obviously, it's because he wears multiple hats, and one of them being public-facing and him being the face of First Take. So he's the guy in the family that got the bread and the power. And you know, too much is given, much is expected. And sometimes too much is expected. Y'all are asking Stephen A. Smith to do something he ain't going to do and he can't do, which is say, look, the Shannon Sharpe situation, because when he first came out with it, pretty hot, it was already known what was going to happen. That's why he sounded that way at first and then tried to walk it back. How did he sound? He sounded like a guy that as soon as Shannon Sharpe got alleged, he was gone. Shannon Sharpe, you're not coming back. I mean, it's out of my hands. How is it out of your hands, but you know what's in their hands? You kind of close. So maybe it is still in your hands. Oh, Carrie Champion and her expectations. And he's saying, I hired Carrie Champion, which is not explicitly correct. And even Carrie texted me on this. And I got to highlight. People don't know this guy, so it's kind of weird to bring him up, but he's the man. His name is G-Matt, Jerry Madelon. And I think some people may have brought him up. Point being, he's a scout. He was a scout for ESPN. He be in them streets to find out that talent. And when he find that talent, oh, he gonna rock with you. So he was a recruiter, basically. So Stephen A. Smith on the show where Skip was like, Stephen A. Smith said yes. And here's the problem. When you know your family got it, you know Stephen A. got it, you like, when I ain't got it, why you ain't get it for me? That's where Carrie is, right? That's where Molly is, being real. Like, Stephen A., I know you can give me that amount. If no. So it's like he got it when he want it, but he ain't got it when he don't want it. And why are we holding him to a standard that if I were him, I'd be in the same position, but I would be more explicit. Like, no. Yes, it's simple as that. But we are reading the lukewarm responses. We're reading the two sides of, oh, I do want Shannon back, but he can't come back because it's above my pay grade. But I'm in the same meetings with everybody else. Well, then that gets into this conversation. Are you going to use up all of your bullets? You know what that is, right? When you got opportunities to have relationships with other people with power, or whoever it may be, and we got decisions to make, how many times are you going to shoot? Hey, I got this intern. Yeah, his name is Buddy. He's a great dude. And he flops. Then you got another one. You're like, oh, I got this great guy. Let me tell you about Jerome. He flops. You only got so many bullets, right? So does Stephen A. want to use up his bullets on certain situations that we think he should? I don't think he should. So you got Max, you admitted Max, and that didn't go so well in the PR world. And I think from that point, Stephen A. Smith got quick. He was quick to get smart. He was quick to realize, where's Project Transition? He's quick to realize, look at y'all better hurry up and support and donate. We losing our damn background. There you go. Oh, it's gone now. He was quick to realize, damn, next time, you know, as they say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. He was letting us know he did all that Max stuff, and we was like, that ain't right. So he learned from that. So in this family dynamic where there's obviously some interesting feelings that go on between Carrie and Molly for certain, and then Shannon, which people are trying to guess what that relationship is like, which they have a good relationship. He just couldn't do for Shannon what he could have done for someone that he knows that didn't have all that baggage. Now, he couldn't do for Shannon what you wanted him to do for Shannon, because if he would have, then that would have came back to haunt him, hurt him, because Shannon already has a history, and more importantly, there's no guarantees that he will never get into any other issues going forward. And all those issues will land not exactly on Shannon Sharpe, but also with Stephen A. Smith as collateral damage. So in summation, it's a high wire act that Stephen A. is pulling off, and people need to put some respect on his name. Look, unless he wholly commits to one side or the other, and that's pretty impossible based on position, right? He is still the highest paid employee at ESPN, at the same time being an executive producer. Pat McAfee has chosen to just say, funk the executives and go at it, but he's also an independent contractor licensing out his product to ESPN. Whole different animal, which leads to other conversations behind the scenes. So I just say salute, and you guys should too as well, to ask somebody to be totally authentic when they also hold a role and wear a hat where you ain't about to be totally authentic 100 with everybody. So that's it. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Stephen A. Smith pulling it off, obviously by reward he is, but do you think he's pulling it off in terms of the way he wants to, right? Or is he still under their thumb a little bit? A lot of people mad at him, including some of the people he rock with. That's why he was shocked this week at some of the comments he heard. So beat it up. Let me know what you think. So, you know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But before we flow, boy, we check in on your blood flow, boy. Are you guys using VINIA? Oh, my God, what are you guys doing? Let's keep it real, family. Energy isn't about sugar or caffeine. Nah, none of that fake stuff. It's about blood flowing. When your circulation's strong, the oxygen, the nutrients, they hit your muscles, your brain and heart, and goes where it needs to go. What does that mean? More focus, more alert, and you are ready with more energy. So come on, go to VINIA.com/Marcellus. Use the discount code Marcellus10 for a 10% discount. Who's Marcellus? Me. You know your boy. 10-year NFL All-Pro baller. Had to go after it without VINIA, without this real product. Had to use that fake stuff, sugar and caffeine. Good thing is, it got me up there. Bad thing is, pow. Boy, would you crash sometimes in the middle of the game. So now, in the game of life, I have VINIA. You can too. So make sure you use VINIA in your daily routine. I don't care if you're a dad. I don't care if you're a coach or chauffeur like me. All the above. You need this to be more focused, more alert, and it helps you be on the go. So go to VINIA.com/Marcellus, Marcellus10 for the discount code, and you will get 10% off. That's VINIA.com/Marcellus. So, you know what we do on this show, boy. You hear a little coach's voice in there talking to the itty bitties too much this weekend. We flow, boy. Yeah. Shout out to my dog, Jesse Buss, putting together this Legends program, man. My little Legends won the championship on Friday. That's a shout out to Jack, Nick, Raya, and Olivia. And then Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and 5th graders won. Shout out to all the ballers on that team and my little man, MJ. Eat. All right, so let's talk this real about Stephen A., who got 2 hats on, looking like a fedora stack. Boss and talent, bruh, how you supposed to react? He hired you on Monday, but fired you by Thursday. Then cry on camera like it wasn't my call, okay? Stephen A. on First Take, sitting there loud and proud. Executive brain, on air, both talking loud. One side's corporate, the other side real. He got to smile at meetings, then yell for the highlight reel. Whoa, playing both sides like a blackjack dealer. 1 minute friend, next minute, HR healer. He the boss in the suit, then the dog on the mic. Trying to act authentic, but he gotta act right. Max is gone, that wasn't my decision. The way Stephen Paul's made that look like precision. Carrie is gone, she bounced, rearranged. Stephen looking stressed like the Wi-Fi ain't changed. Whoa, Molly's still there. No, she ain't. Shannon arrived. Uh-oh, everybody knows he's keeping folks alive. Clap you and dap you one day, family, we tight. Then that key card don't work the next day, overnight. Stephen A. got 2 hats on. I told you, and y'all acting like y'all didn't know? Uh-oh, emboldened. He ain't the one that's evil or fake. It's just impossible to win when you run First Take. Ooh. Make the ratings and protect the brand. Be everybody's co-worker and the executive man. Damn, keep it real. They say be authentic, be raw. But when you're signing the checks, you gotta follow the law. Executives hide truth on air, talent speak facts. Stephen got to do both in the same damn hat, so salute to that dude. He juggling chainsaws blind, running corporate and culture at the same damn time. He's the king and the villain, the savior and the snake. Only dude who argues on TV with people he replaced. That's a wild life, that's ESPN's fate. Only Stephen could fire you. Ain't up for debate. Oh man, y'all can sit there and wait and say, oh man, I don't like him and I hate. But if you want to participate, get one thing straight. In his hands, he holds your fate.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the birds.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.